I know it, so I'm gonna keep going with the petunias for a while because I've been getting tons of questions about the petunias. So I've made 2 videos now about petunias. One of them I made 2 years ago, and I'm going to put links to both of them in the description down below. But the first one was a couple years ago, and I showed you how we can easily propagate these things in the springtime. Go to the nursery, buy just your varieties, your several varieties, and then propagate the heck out of them, and you can have tons of them without spending a ton of money on multiples of the same variety. That was the first video. Fast forward a couple years later, maybe a month ago, I made another video because people were asking me. They wanted to know, now that I've got my petunias blooming and looking beautiful all through the summer, one, can I take cuttings of them now in the late summer, early fall, and then get them through the winter so I don't have to buy petunias again next year? And 2, can I take cuttings of them if they're blooming? Because a lot of petunias are blooming by the end of summer, and people are saying, hey, can I actually take those as cuttings with the bloom on them? Well, we answered that second question in the last video, but the first question we're going to work on now. We're going to overwinter these guys, and we're going to do, I figured this out. I told you in the last video, I didn't know if I was going to make this happen, but now you fig people are going to get a little upset with me. If you've been following me for a while, you've seen me propagate figs in the house under that table with that shop light with the T8 bulbs. And that's what I usually use for figs in the wintertime, but we're going to hijack that light and that area under the table. The figs are out. Now don't worry, guys. There's a reason for all of this. The figs are out of that setup because I did that fig propagation video just this past spring, and it turned out that system works so well, taking them later in the year, early spring, and then bringing them right out here. That's how I'm going to do it. I'm not even going to propagate those guys indoors under lighting anymore. So we're going to hijack that light system, and we're going to use it for overwintering plants. So let's go inside, and let's check it out, and let's see what we're going to do with these petunias. So here we are. If you guys have seen my videos in the past, you've seen that this is where I propagated the figs. And this is that T8 bulb I was telling you about, or T8 bulb setup. And it's an 8 bulb deal. You can't just go get this on Amazon or any local hardware store. I had to special order this online because it's really meant to be hardwired into a shop. I hooked up a plug to it so I can plug it in easy enough, and then it works great for coverage underneath this table. We've got our little cuttings here. The only thing left to do is just plug the light in. Sure does light up nice and bright under there, doesn't it? Look at that. I always love this little table this time of year because it just makes me feel all warm and cozy. Lots of light, plenty of light to cover this whole footprint under here, and this is about a 3-foot by 4-foot footprint here. You can hold a lot of plants, so we're just going to go with it for now. That's what we've got, and there's all our little petunia cuttings. Now they're going to be in a nice warm house. They're going to get some nice bright light, and we're going to see how they do through the winter. Hey, check this out. Just a couple days after bringing them in here, and these guys are blooming right inside. Isn't that beautiful? Shoot, I might get blooms all winter long. Pretty cool. Alright, so these guys have been in here for about a week and a half now, and as you can see, the flowers there have died back on the old blooms, and we've got some new blooms. But as you can see, I have not been getting lazy, just been getting busy, and so it's a little bit long overdue to get these guys potted up. Some of them haven't made it too well here, but the rest of them are doing pretty good. And if I just get them potted up into some nice soil and I water them and fertilize them, these guys will bounce back and do real well. So let's do that now. Alright, so here's the thing. We're just going to put all of those little cuttings into a small 1-gallon container because I want to conserve space in that little propagation area throughout the winter. I've got other projects I want to get started, and I don't want to just fill it up with just petunias. And so these guys, putting those little cuttings, in fact, let's pull one of these guys out. This is the little white flowering one that I just showed you. It's got a little root ball, but see the size of that compared to that 1-gallon pot? I'm going to pile all these guys all the way around in here, and all those roots are going to have the whole length of this to grow into. So there's going to be plenty of time and space and room and everything for these guys to really grow beautiful and big. It'll fill out this whole container. All I'm doing is overwintering them. That's it, so that I can take cuttings next spring. So let's get this started. Alright, so I got all these guys potted up as you saw, and a few of them I didn't worry about. I just crammed as many as I could get into that little pot and watered them in real good and then fertilized them. Now they've got plenty more room to expand, and they've got some fertilizer to put on some beautiful growth with through the winter here. So just trying to prove to you guys that you can actually take these cuttings late in the summer and then overwinter them, and take cuttings early on in the spring so you don't have to go to the nursery and buy these things for $3 or $4 a piece. So there it is. We'll come back and show you just how flushed out with growth these guys get in just a few weeks. Oh, by the way, today is October 6th. Wow, check these out. Just a few weeks, 2.5 weeks about since that last little clip. So today is October 25th, and they really have started flushing out with growth here. So, I mean, they're flowering, they're looking green and beautiful, and they're just going to continue to grow really nice here through the winter. So I think I'm going to finish this one up for now. You guys have seen what we've done. We've taken the cuttings, we've brought them indoors, and in just a few weeks under these T8 bulbs here and some fertilizer, they have grown beautifully. Now, I didn't actually water or fertilize these guys once in the last 2.5 weeks since I originally put these in the pot that you saw in that last clip. And so it's not going to take a whole lot of care. These guys are going to grow beautiful. Now, if they start growing crazy and just getting out of control, I'll just hack them back. You know, I'll prune them back to about this height again and just let them re-veg out again with new growth and new flowers. And you can just keep doing that over and over again through the winter. And then when spring comes, you can take the cuttings. But isn't that beautiful? I mean, look at all those flowers and all those varieties, and that's what we ended up with. I don't think I got every one of them in there, all the different varieties, but we have got a ton of them to go into next spring with, taking cuttings, and then into next summer. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little video. You see what's possible inside with the plants through the winter. Have a fantastic week, guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Adios. Wow, it's been a few more days, guys, since that last little clip, and I thought I'd show you because these guys are just getting flushed out with growth, and the growth is coming faster and faster. Isn't that absolutely beautiful? I think I got just about every variety that I had outside in this little pile here, and these guys are just going to grow and fill out that container nicely, and I could take cuttings from them now and just continue to expand. Oh yeah, in the back there, probably some of you will ask, that's my little fungus gnat trap. And those things work awesome if you're looking for a way to cut down on the fungus gnats. But while we're here, why don't I just show you the begonias? I just posted that video and they're already flowering. Look at that yellow flowering begonia. That thing is beautiful. And then we've got some red flowers coming on that guy there. And we'll see what happens as the winter comes on. But the leaf growth is just doing outstanding there, guys. And we've got some blooms. And I just love how all this is going inside here. These fluorescent lights, these T8 bulbs are doing good. They're not grow lights, but they're cheap enough. You can find them at any Lowe's, Home Depot, any of those kinds of big box stores, and anybody can get a hand on these guys. But beautiful little outcome so far. I'm excited about these petunias. Isn't that neat, just having these nice blooms all winter long?